If you take away your powers, there's nothing left. You're completely empty. You're afraid of recognizing that, and that's why you want to erase me. I don't have many friends. I don't stand out. I won't leave anything to be remembered. No one pays me any attention. At most, I catch the eyes of some ghosts. A background character. That's me. And the truth is, Hanazawa, you're just like I am.
Wow, that was great. Thank you, Nate, for the quote from the
The
book
Book of
club.
Mob.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say from the manga Mob Psycho 100, but then I switched to the book club episode feature of Mob Psycho 100, which is
I
a
did.
two-parter episode.
Ooh,
Well,
surprise.
yeah, we're gonna do the first half today, and then we'll do the second half whenever the next time we record is. I won't say next week, just in case.
Yep.
But
Life gets in the way, but a
but
two-parter.
two-parter. So, Jayden, how was your week?
Pretty good.
What did
So
you
I'll
do?
just go into. Oh, I thought you were gonna go around, ask how we were all doing, then come back around.
Oh, okay, yeah, Nate, how was your week?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Infinite Volume. My name is Nate. I'm joined by
Bro,
my
I did that already,
co-host
bro.
Logan. No, I thought the goofy bit of usurping you fit with the vibes of Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're starting with me. Man, I don't have much to
Well,
talk about. It's been
yeah.
it's been a little bit since we recorded, right? We've taken a little bit of time off, about a month, to read Mob Psycho and to just kind of catch our breaths from the podcast. We discussed some stuff that we're gonna do to like kind of spruce the place up a little bit, but that's a little bit more down the road. For now, uh, we got some Mob Psycho on our plate. I guess prior to or other than just reading Mob Psycho, I've been working on a lot of different projects as I normally do. I don't want to bring it up the main thing I've been working on just yet. So I guess I'll just say I've been working on a lot of DU related things. I guess I played Gata Rabato. I played through
Nice.
that game. That game's a banger. Good indie game. Little Metroidvania. Sat down, beat it in a session. It was like 3 hours worth or something like that. Cute little game. I would love to see more from that dev. I don't really know if they've done anything else. I haven't really looked into it, but it's definitely something I'm curious in. Trying to think of. I tried to play through Spider-Man 2, the PC port this week. I was pretty excited about it because my buddy Aiden, friend of the pod, he bought it for me as a gift, and turns out my PC can't run it. I guess I knew that PC port had a lot of issues, just judging from like the launch of it, but I guess it goes even further than just like a PC port issue. It's more so that they developed the game exclusively with the PS5's SSD in mind. So that my computer doesn't have an internal SSD like that. So it literally, no matter what I do to the graphic settings or anything like that, that my PC just can't pull the assets quick enough to have a seamless experience. Doesn't matter how I run the game or optimize it, which is really upsetting. I was really excited to play that game, but I'll just have to
Yeah,
put it
that's
off for
insane.
another time. Let me think. Is there a less dull note I can end on for my stuff I've done this past month? I'm kind of like looking around my room for some. I played Peak. Peak was Peak.
Oh, you ended
Oh,
up playing
nice.
Peak?
Yeah. Peak's a lot of fun. We haven't. So me and Mel and their group of friends, we've been at like we do like 2 sessions a week at this point. We've been going since last week. We keep trying to just see if we can get to, the end of the game. We've gotten to the second to last stage, I think, so far. That is our high score. We fucking blow, but the game is so much fun.
Yeah, I've avoided any sort of YouTube videos on it because I was so tempted to watch Germa's video on it, but I don't want to go in. I want to go in blind, I should say,
Well, I
to the
know
game.
Fair.
The thing switches every day, no?
Yep,
Isn't it like a new
the
seed every
mountain
day?
changes every day, but the general like level layout stays the same. So like you do level 1 and then you do level 2 and then you do level 3. It's just the generation of those levels is different.
Isn't there an endless mode?
Maybe. If there is, I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
That'd be
I
pretty
thought
cool
there
though.
was, but
Probably once you beat, you get to the
the
peak,
mountain,
then I
yeah.
imagine, yeah. Um there's another thing I've been doing, but I'll let Jay bring it up because I see he's put it in the podcast content. So take it away, Jay. What have you been doing?
So this past week, College Football 26 came out. So myself and Aiden, we've been running that a lot.
I was about to say like an insane.
That's like all we've
I
been
haven't
playing,
even.
like specifically this week.
I have been avoiding not avoiding popping into the voice chat, but like I've been avoiding messaging you guys about playing like rematch or anything because I'm like they're gonna be playing college football for a little bit. I'll give them some space.
Yeah. Watch Dogs. I'm almost done with the platinum. I got one online trophy, which is just a pain because I need someone to tail
That's
me,
annoying.
and it's just like nobody does that. Everyone does the stupid hacking.
Mm-hmm.
And we played Ready or Not,
Yes.
as Nate like brought up like 5 seconds ago. We've been
Very
playing Ready
fun.
or Not. We're playing it now through how I believe it was off of Charlie's video, right? On how the timeline actually goes.
So we're not Charlie Wendigoon.
Yeah, Wendigo.
We're
Oh yeah,
doing.
my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Wendigoon. So we started playing Ready or Not. And then, like, the day after Wendigoon put out, like, a massive deep dive on it, and
Yeah,
I was enjoying the game so much that I watched it, and now I'm like, we're gonna go through the game, me, Jay, and Aiden are going through the game with, like, the way the game presents the missions to us, and then we're gonna do a run after where we go through all the missions in, like, chronological order, and I'm gonna,
that's what
like,
we're doing
kinda
right now.
give them the. No, we're not. Not
Oh, we're
even
not doing.
remotely doing. Yeah, no, we are not doing it
Oh,
chronological right now. Um And I'll kind of give you guys like some details on what's actually going on in the world because I think it's super cool. Ready or Not's a banger game. It controversial for sure, but I think it's also insanely well portrayed and a lot of fun. So
Have you
yeah,
guys done Valley of the Dolls yet?
yes, we have.
yep.
Bro, me and Jake tried to S rank that shit
Yeah, that
for
it is.
3
Yeah,
weeks, and we still couldn't do it because we did it thinking that you could get an S rank on that one because it was one of the harder difficulty missions on using like half lethal, half non-lethal. But to get the S rank, you literally have to kill nobody. Like you have to sandbag them, fucking tie them up, like gun butt them. You cannot injure or kill any of the people, like
Yeah,
security guards. It's insane.
the um the one that was giving us the most trouble, I think, was the neon one, the club.
oh
That
yeah,
we
yeah.
that was like the last one we were just doing. That one took a lot, and I think we did it by accident, and we still did like not even remotely close to
I
an
think we
S.
got like
Well, yeah,
a
S
B.
rank is just
Super
it's
tough, yeah.
not even
I think there's
No,
one that
but
we've gotten
we've
above
we've
on.
gotten a couple. Yeah, I was gonna say like one or two, and we've gotten pretty close to S on a couple of them. That we're on our like plot playthrough. We're gonna go through, and that's when we're gonna really try to S everything. But right now, we're just kind of like enjoying the game for like an entry level experience.
yeah. I mean,
But no, that the club one was so annoying.
Yeah,
if I get back next week and I am okay to play, then I'll hop
Oh
in.
heck yeah, fourth squad mate, we love that.
Oh shit. Sorry, dropped my mouse.
but
Good. Yeah, I see some shows down there, Jay. You want to explain
yeah.
those?
So Abbott Elementary finished up their fourth season, I think it is, back in April. I finally got around to actually finishing because I had stopped watching it. I caught up on it, and then I still had the second half of the season to watch.
So I know
So
what the other two. Not to cut you off, but I know what the other two shows are that you listed there.
yeah,
What the fuck is Abbott Elementary? I've never even heard of
it's
it.
pretty much it's about the teachers' lives in a pretty much in an elementary school in downtown. Philadelphia.
I see.
So you can kind of like
I can imagine. I can imagine
you
shenanigans.
like I don't want to say it, but kind of like
Yeah.
you kind of get
I
to
got you.
just
I
looking
got
at the picture of like what kind of school it is.
Bro, don't get canceled.
I'm not getting canceled.
This is like
It,
our
okay,
14th
it's a
episode, bro.
school.
Don't
It's a
pull a
school that
Nihao
gets
Thailand.
little to no funding,
I got you.
Oh, okay.
and it's
I
like
got
they have to
That's
figure out
where
like.
we went to school. Gotcha.
Then I finished. I caught up on that. The new season comes out later in September, I think. Then I watched Superstore in like a week and a half. Cause like shows like this, I'll like put on in the background when I'm like doing other stuff.
Mhm.
So I watched Superstore. I enjoyed it. Not really like one of my favorite sitcoms, but in, it was good enough.
That's kind
And
of the impression I've always gotten of it.
I started watching 2 days ago, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Because
Respectable.
in the last season of Abbott Elementary, they do like a crossover episode.
Pretty
So I
cool.
said I might as well just start watching it.
There
So
you
I
go.
started watching that past couple days, and then a couple of weeks back we had the for CS we had the Blast Major in Austin, Texas. And that was pretty fun to watch. Vitality ended up winning it all. They are the best team in Counter Strike right now. Would have been nice to see like an underdog team, like the Mongols, come in and win it, but they I have to give them props. They're the first Asian team to make a major final. So
Pretty huge. Pretty huge.
we'll see what it takes them now. So I'm starting to get back into Counter Strike, esports wise, and I've been playing a little bit, but like more like just hopping on DM servers, trying to get my aim back to the good old days.
Reaching
nice.
for them glory days.
Yeah,
Respectable. Thinking about majors makes me. First off, reminds me that Evo is like
it's coming
right
up.
around the corner. Yeah. Very exciting stuff. That is like I don't know if I've brought it up on the podcast before, but Evo's like the one like big gaming thing that I really like esports level that I follow pretty
Yeah,
intensely. Um when you were like it would have been nice for like an underdog to win. I totally get that. Like whenever I find a player like I like their vibe, I'm always like, man, it sucks when a top player knocks them down, but you also got to respect the top
yeah.
players because like obviously they're
Like
the best at what they do.
Vitality's built such a strong roster. It's like they have Zaiwu, one of the best hoppers in the world. They brought in Rops, who was on FaZe for a long time,
Mhm.
and for me, he is one of the best players in Counter Strike. He's definitely underappreciated, but like this guy is just so good. And the thing with Counter Strike is most of the guys they play 4x3 stretched, while
What's for?
Rops is like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
they
I
play
get.
like
Okay, that took
they
me a
play
second.
like how the game. Some guys even play with black bars on the screen. Like
I think
I
Aiden
tried
used to
that
play like
once.
that.
Yeah,
I can't
we.
do it with the black bars. I like to play stretched, but like Rops plays
Whoa,
native.
calm down, bro. You
So,
don't gotta reveal that much about yourself.
Yeah. Well, easy, buddy.
but
Easy there.
Rops plays
Well, let's cut you. Let's cut
native
you off.
16x9, and it's just like the fact he's so good without having to like play in different res.
Mhm.
And then one last thing I wanted to bring up. This week is actually Summer Game Zone Quick
Yep. GDQ.
GDQ, which is just they do speed runs. It's a whole marathon for the whole week. By the time this comes out, it'll either be over or it'd be like towards
On
the
the
end of it.
final day, yeah.
But I've watched some pretty good ones. Watched the Pokemon X and Y this morning. A lot of fun. One of my favorite
Any
speed
any
runs. The long
crazy
ones.
any crazy Pokemon tactics in that one?
Um, I know the guy that ran it. He found a new route to take, which like cuts down. I think he said it's like half an hour.
That's crazy.
I think is
That
what he said.
in speed
I could
running,
be wrong.
cutting like a couple seconds is like
But like
crazy. So
it's
like,
also Pokemon. It's the estimated time was 3 hours 55 minutes.
Sure, yeah, but like
and he did it in 3:55:13.
X and Y is not a new game. Like that's been out for a hot minute. To cut half an hour off the runtime is
I
fucking.
forgot what
That's
it is,
like
but they found some. He found some like route that you take. It's like, but you grab this Pokemon and yeah, he explains it. They have the
yeah,
VOD
you
up
can't
on
do it.
there.
Just I get you. I get you.
I just don't really know how to explain that well. That one's that one was pretty good. I tried so hard staying up for the whatchamacallit, Super Mario Odyssey the other night. They were
Yeah,
playing some rhythm game and I just like passed
could
out
not.
because it was started pretty late. So but,
Fair.
tonight's like right like after they're doing like a concert right now as we're recording this. I've never seen that before. Then they got Monster Hunter Wilds,
How the
and then
fuck
they
do you
got
even speedrun a game like that? I don't
uh,
understand.
I had no idea, but I'm here
it
for
can
it.
take them an hour and a half.
That's insane. What? It's
I
probably like
know.
beating a certain monster, so there's probably a route to get like the
Lockout
best
bingo,
gear or
so I
something.
don't know
Yeah, no
what that
idea.
means. And then they got Spider-Man 2 co-op.
Oh, awesome!
All
Can't wait watching
collectibles and
that.
bosses relay at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm,
I will not be
well,
watching
3 o'clock in the morning. That's when I'm gonna get my
But yeah,
Spider-Man 2
it's a
experience.
great event. This year they're doing Doctors Without Borders,
Gotcha, gotcha.
and
Pretty huge.
yeah. I
Well,
think as of right now, if I can see if it's on their website. Just put up stream. They have already raised 1.2 million. They're almost at 1.3 already, and it's only Friday night.
nice.
So they're doing pretty good this year.
It's nice to remember there's some good in the world sometimes.
Yeah.
I brought it up before the podcast, but the no ice in California like initiative thing on itch.io. It's for the listener, it was like a bundle you could get of like a bunch of tabletop games and stuff off itch.io, and it went to a movement to, as the title says, kind of get Cali back on its feet. And that thing, I think it started today, and they raised like $49,000 already, I think. Let me double check that. Uh, that they actually raised another 2,000 in the last since the last time I looked at it. They doubled their goal because they raised so much. They were at 98 or 99% this morning towards their goal, and it looks like they doubled it because I don't think they were expecting to raise so much. Pretty huge for them.
That is huge.
Shout out charity. We like charity here. I'm gonna start a charity for Jay.
For the podcast.
I don't know. No, specifically for you, Jay. I don't know what it'll be
Thank
for.
you.
Maybe it will raise enough funds to get you like a plush of your cat.
Dude, a makeshift
Makeshift
plushie of
cat.
Jayden's cat would be awesome.
That'd be so funny.
That'd be insane.
I like
Gonna
that
make it
idea.
happen.
So, well,
Yeah,
my
take it away.
past
Take it
couple
away.
weeks were pretty boring. But speaking of speedrunning, Jayden, you reminded me I've been watching a bunch of Killdozer recently,
Yeah.
who I had no idea who he was until I found out about him like a couple months ago. And surprisingly, it wasn't from his the Red 40 diet video, which seems to be the crux of his YouTube popularity. He was big on Twitch before he, started posting a bunch to YouTube, but he's doing Minecraft speedruns now, and they're absolutely hilarious because at first he had like no idea. He'd played the game before, but he had no idea what he was doing in terms of speedrunning. So good watches if you
Fun.
like
Yeah.
Minecraft and speedrunning and Killdozer.
I like watching
So
Easy Speezy. He has some good videos.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
he's
watch
cool.
him too.
He's cool. Yeah, so I'm not gonna delay any longer. Let's talk
Bro
about
said Jay took up all my runtime.
No,
Oh my
I
God.
was. That's all I was gonna say, regardless of how long Jayden's was or not. I didn't really. I've just been watching YouTube. Like usually, I'd talk about a game I play or whatever, but I have not wanted to
Haven't
chance
watched
playing
anything? No
games and
Star
shit.
Wars stuff recently?
Well, we rewatched Rogue
Andor
One
ended.
after finishing Andor. So we finished Andor,
Fair,
and then we rewatched Rogue One because Andor was the lead up, like the 4 years in between. Well, I guess the prequel to Rogue One, and then Rogue One was the prequel to Empire Strikes Back. So, I hope I'm not getting that wrong. I think that's episode 4.
I
Right?
think you talked about Rogue One already because I have an edit for it.
Yeah.
You said that, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Well, we rewatched it like a week and a half ago, so I don't think it was since we recorded it. But anyway,
We
whatever.
definitely mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, with how
watch
much
that.
we
I also watched
mentioned
the
Star
first.
Wars, and Nate rolls back his eyes every time.
Yeah,
we
his
Yeah,
eyes
mention Star
glaze
Wars.
over.
but this bit
The
is
glaze
old.
over. My bad.
Okay, well,
Why don't
in
we talk
terms
about a
of,
series that has banger bits?
real quick, I just gotta mention I watched Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time as
Ooh,
well.
the
So,
first movie.
the first one, yes,
Nice.
it was very good.
Yeah,
So
I haven't
I
watched
watched it
any of
with
the other ones
Brianna,
yet, but I agree, it was a banger.
but yeah, I plan on watching the other two. Anyway, Mom Psycho 100,
Yeah,
banger,
woohoo, we
such
made
a
it.
good, such a good manga and anime. Obviously, I watched the anime first, like years ago. Obviously, right when it
Mhm.
first started, and also when it finished. It finished in 2022, I think. Right? It was kind of recent, like more
2023
recent than you would
maybe.
think. Yeah,
Let me Mob
I can.
Psycho 103 came out in 20. No, there's no way. I looked at that. I was like, that's not true.
maybe a volume or a chapter.
Yeah,
December
and
21st, 2022.
the last
2022.
episode came
Yeah.
out on December 22nd of
So
2022.
basically
So
2023.
yeah,
Sorry.
right at
Um,
the end of 22 into
but that was a
23.
good Christmas present. Anyway,
Banger.
such a good show. I think Mob Psycho is probably the most well adapted art style from manga to anime I've ever seen. It's so good.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess we should lay the groundwork here. So both me and Log have watched all of Mob Psycho prior
we watched the
to
whole third
reading it.
season together as well.
Yeah. Like we're big Mob Psycho fans, and I believe this was Jay's first experience with Mob, or kind of
Yes.
like a silent voice
I've
vibe.
seen
Yeah.
I've seen like clips here and there.
And I would put Mob Psycho in the same category as a silent voice for me, where it was like a life-changing story. Like this
Yeah.
one hit really hard.
It doesn't seem so on the outside, but the second you start to realize what the themes are in it, you're like, wow, okay, this is painting a. And especially because when Mob Psycho, the first season was coming out, we were it was like the end of our actual middle school. So
Yes, we
Mob
were
was literally
just
the same
yeah.
age. We were like 14, 15 when season 1 was releasing. So Mob was literally almost exactly our age.
Yep. Mob was joining the body improvement club in the anime, and I could have sworn I was just trying track for the first time.
Mhm.
Around the same time. Definitely
Imagine
hit
if we
home.
found out about Haikyuu before high school. That would have been insane.
Dude, I regret my life choices every day.
Well, obviously we knew it existed, but neither of us
Yeah, but I
attempted
didn't know
to.
I liked I did not know we'd like it as much for
Yeah.
sure. I would have been a crazy volleyball head.
Well,
Ugh.
everything happens for a reason. There's a reason we didn't. But
Maybe I would have
yeah,
breaking 14 ribs.
Mobs. Okay, well, Mob Psycho is a good manga. Thank you for reminding me, Nate, with that statement.
You're welcome.
So yeah, the first arc of Mob Psycho 100 was the Spring of Youth arc. Basically,
Yeah.
just getting to know Mob and Reagan. So yeah, what? Let's ask Jayden, the Mob Psycho virgin, what he thought of the
That
first arc.
crazy.
Yeah, what was your first experience? Like, what was your impression of Shigeo right away?
Okay. First of all, hold up. I want to talk about Reagan first.
Damn.
Oh well, skipping right to the main
Yeah,
Sorry,
topic.
I'll talk
hey,
about
just-
Mob. Hey, listen, we do meet Reagan before we
That is
we
true,
meet
we
Mob.
do.
Reagan is
So
hot. I understand.
what?
Huh?
I
Oh.
agree.
See?
I don't.
You don't agree? What are
Listen.
you talking about?
No. I don't understand how the people in this world believe in this guy. Like I'm
You'd
gonna be
be
honest, I did not
surprised,
believe.
bro.
They
I
definitely
did not
don't.
believe. Some people did. Let's be honest.
Dude,
I
you'd be surprised, bro. People walk into freaking, I don't even know, like tarot readings, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm actually gonna my dog is actually gonna have diarrhea next week. This is insane."
Dude, we
Like,
know
no, that's not.
somebody in the friend group who fell for some shit like that. So
Yeah, some are real. Like, well, I should say, yeah, I believe in like spirit mediums and all that. I have a crazy story about that. Maybe I'll say that because it
like
kind of relates to the story, but
you can just tell he's bullshitting everything
oh yeah,
at the beginning.
yeah,
it's
exactly.
not
Like
He
even
he's
doesn't
like
know what
bullshitting
he's
his
doing,
story.
bro.
it's not even hidden.
And then poor Mob is just like, oh, so you got the massage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like,
Would you like
oh,
oh,
coffee or tea?
oh
yeah.
yeah. The
Oh, I
guy,
see you got the massage package,
yeah.
premium.
It's like, don't call it that.
Banger, banger.
Like, well, I don't
So,
know.
you
And
think
then
Reagan is a cool character, but a very, or you think the people of the world are stupid?
Just
I
dumb in
think
Not
they're
general.
Reagan.
just stupid. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think well, I think they're just stupid. That's a, I can't even
Best
put
it
it
out for 'em.
in a nice way. They're just
Well,
stupid.
actually, here it's crazy you say that because I think that was purposeful in making all of the quote unquote NPC characters or like just the commoner characters that unrelatable to real people because it cements the overarching theme of everyone opposing Mob saying, yeah, espers are so much better than everyone else because they have powers and this and that. But if you really think about it, people like that exist in the real world. And in terms of everyone in this story, we are more like the people that don't have powers than the people that do. So I think they did that on purpose
For sure. Oh
to
yeah.
really cement the fact that like the power disparity between espers and humans in this world. I said that like as if there's espers now or like the power
Hey, there might
disparity
be.
between
There might be.
humans and
It could be.
espers in this world. I am one actually.
Um. So this
Crazy.
arc goes up to like when Mob joins the Body Improvement Club. So we get Tomoe, we get the Telepathy Club, we get the Body Improvement Club, like their first appearance, and we get Mob's like. I guess we get Sabome as well, but like not really yet. We just kind of know her from a like outsider looking in perspective.
Yeah.
Uh, I think Mob is characterized very well in these first few chapters. Just at like when they first off, his introduction is perfect. Like Jay said, Reagan is like he's the one who shows up first. You don't see Mob until the end of the chapter, of the end of chapter 1. And then like we start to get to know him a little bit, but I would even argue by the end of this first arc, we really don't know him that well. He's still just kind of like a mob, like he's just a person in the crowd. And for like the supporting cast, like the Body Improvement Club slaps. They're always like they're some of my favorite characters in the whole thing. I love how buddy they get with Mob and
Especially Musashi. He's a goat.
yeah. And I love I guess in these early phases of the manga, Tomoe and the Telepathy Club aren't like super important, I guess, but I do like those characters. Like I like it that they come in as shitheads and like slowly over time become Mob's friends, like actual friends.
Yeah. Mob wins them over by doing nothing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And obviously, I mean, what about Reagan hasn't already been said? Like he's a god tier character. We love Reagan.
Oh, well, I don't know why this reminded me of that, but one of the funniest jokes in this first arc is when the president of or the school president is like, oh well, Mob, you're gonna have to fucking pick a club, bro. Like,
Oh
you're gonna
yeah.
have to
Yeah,
hurry up.
yeah,
And he's like, I am joining. And then it goes to the
yeah.
next one, and he's like, the Body
The Body
Improvement
Improvement
Club.
Club.
And Tomei's face is like, what the fuck?
Not gonna lie, I was not expecting that. I
Oh, that
actually
was
thought
so
he was
good.
gonna pick
That's awesome. I'm so glad
the
this was your first
telepathy club.
experience with Mob, because like that, so much shit like that. You know what killed? I guess I'm jumping a couple of arcs ahead, but you know what bit really killed me?
What?
When Dimple is like talking to Mob. I think this is in the either right before Hanazawa or after Hanazawa, but he's talking to Mob and he's like, "Man, like what's with you? Like, why don't you just use your powers?" And Mob's just like, I don't want to use them. I don't. And he just kind of looks at him and he's like, the face Dimple makes is so profound. It's like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Like he
Yeah,
just
he's
straight
like,
up,
his eyes are bugging out of his head, and he is like
yeah,
clenching his teeth. I know exactly which one you're thinking of.
it's so good. Uh, all of those moments in this story are fucking peak. But not much to talk about in Spring of Youth. Again, just kind of like getting to know the characters. So let's kind of move on ahead a little bit to the LOL cult. So this is
Mhm.
speaking of Dimple. This is our intro to Dimple. And this is kind of this sets up a lot in the story. Like many pieces for like the end game of Mob Psycho are honestly put in motion here.
Mm.
We also get introduced to what's her face, Misato, the journalist girl.
Journal, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of this one? I thought it was, if I'm trying like not to tier the arcs just yet as we go down the list of them, but like this one I think was a pretty good intro to like what the structure of the stories are going to be, but I don't think we reach like the height of Mob Psycho until the next one.
Yeah, that's true.
I like this one.
This is a good arc too. What did you
I
like
can
about it, Jayden?
I like how the way they did the recruiting too. They just like went up to Mavi, just like walking on the streets, be like, "Hey, you look kind of lonely." Well, it was something like that, wasn't it?
Well, yeah,
He
they
was like
said
walking
well,
on the
he was
street.
they
I
were
forgot what the
trying to
exact.
figure out what was wrong with him, and they're like, you have family troubles, and he's like, no, my life at home is
No,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
no,
then they're like,
I'm
yeah,
good.
you have trouble in school in your schoolwork, and he's like, no, my grades are pretty good. And then they're like, you have love issues in your love life, and he's like, oh my god, how did you know?
explain, yeah.
And then all the people, like that's one thing. Like it took me a bit to figure out like why they were just wearing the masks.
Yeah.
Oh
Because I
yeah,
thought it
yeah,
was
yeah.
I'm
like,
trying to think of this as like someone
my
who's
thing was
never
like
watched Mob.
the whole thing of the whole like you put the mask on, so and then it would make you smile, right? Because I'm pretty sure at
Yeah.
one point, like they put it on someone. They put on that old the
The
middle
guy
aged
that
guy
was with them,
Yeah.
yeah.
that was with
The
them.
one they all dragged onto stage with
Yeah,
Misato and
and
Mob.
then they take it off of him and he's just smiling the rest of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I never understood like why everyone has their own mask. If they just like
I don't think they do. I think
Yeah, they just have a couple or no, they
a
actually
couple of
had
masks.
just one, I'm pretty sure, because they
Yeah,
took
I
it off
think
that guy and
so
then they put it on Misato and then they
was it
put
just
it
that
on Mob.
everyone just like had the same face then?
yeah,
That's like
everyone
their
was just smiling
initiation.
pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
everyone had Dimple's like classic
His
or the
like
dimple
the mask.
mask had that smile is like what they had on their face the whole time and like that
Yeah.
the curved eyes. So yeah, they just
Um
had one, and that was their initiation tactic, was to put the mask on and then make them a follower.
And then they put it on Mob, it just doesn't work.
yeah, at
Yeah.
all.
Like
Then they make him fucking do the like spitting out milk challenge or whatever the fuck that was.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in the
That
mask and he's
was
like,
nuts.
it's kind of hot in here, actually. Mind if I
Yeah,
take
yeah,
this
yeah.
off?
Can we just like get on with this maybe? Oh, you know what? Before we go any further, so as anime watchers, first and then reading the manga, me and Lo kind of pieced together pretty quickly that the mob in the manga is so much more like a straightforward dickhead, I guess, than he is in the anime. They kind of
Yeah, in
characterize
the
him a little
anime,
differently.
he's a little more anxious than uh like flat face, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Emotionless, I should say. He's a lot more uh I guess
a shitter is a good way to phrase it.
yeah,
Like he's
he's
just a
he's a
shitter.
shitter in the manga. He makes a lot more snarky comments and deadpan joke, or I guess what we call jokes, but he's actually just
Being serious,
saying what
yeah.
he wants to
he's
say. But
Um,
yeah, he's definitely a little more
definitely
of a
comes through here. That's when I think we were really like, damn, like he's just laying it out, huh?
yeah. I can probably find the message that I sent you with like the screenshot of where I was like, man, this guy is actually fucking
He's kind of a jerk.
yeah. He's kind of a dick in the manga in a good way.
Um, yeah. I'm like scrolling through our DMs to quickly just get a refresher on that. I don't fucking know where it is. Dimple. Dimple, I think, is one of the most uniquely designed villain characters in a series because he's not necessarily it's weird because he's not a traditional antagonist to Mob, but he is in a way, but like we're talking about this in retrospect, so we're not really doing like, we're not explaining Mob to the viewer. We're assuming the viewer has either read or watched Mob Psycho, right? So
Mhm.
talking about it in retrospect, knowing where Dimple goes with the end of the series, it's like, and how he rebounds from that. It's like I would consider him with that knowledge a villain, but for most of Mob outside of this one arc, he's just a homie. Like he's just a part of the
Yeah,
group.
yeah.
and
Um,
sometimes he's not even part of the group. He's just
he's
there.
just
Like he doesn't
yeah.
Just
even
there.
Sometimes he
talk.
acts
Just
in his own
vibing, like, come
interest.
on.
Yeah.
Especially towards the
Let the
last
man
arc we're gonna
be.
talk about today. He just kind of is doing his own thing most of the time. Uh, but I think the idea. I mean, he is the antithesis to Mob, at least in terms of his powers. Like Dimple is the first character who's really like, you got all this power. Why don't you use it? Kind of deal. And Mob's just like, nah,
I'm good.
I don't wanna.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing. I don't want to do that. And we see that dynamic pretty much for the rest of the story. And what's interesting, I think, what makes Dimple so unique is that after this engagement with Mob, Dimple also sees how Mob engages with that dynamic throughout the rest of the series and still does what he does at the end and then comes back around because of the experience he's had throughout the whole story. And just a really like, I think for as simple of a plot this one arc had, of him like having the cult and then Mob just showing up and just like crashing it to the fucking
Estimating
ground.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh I think it was a great intro for his character. Um on top of that, just like moving as we move into the next arc, the setup for the Psycho Helmet cult, banger. What a nice subtle like little tease for where we're going.
Yeah,
I do
there's
want to.
so many foreshadowing moments. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The broccoli, dude.
Yeah, the
Oh,
broccoli
I
seeds.
was.
Jayden hasn't even got to that yet.
yeah, he hasn't seen the payoff, which is crazy.
So, my thing with friggin' Dimple, after he becomes the ghost, why is he green? Like, I don't
Okay, I
Right,
like.
think
right.
I know. I think I know,
Like,
but
just like from not watching it, I didn't even know he was green. Okay, so like when I saw him, I was just like, oh, he's a ghost. So he's just probably just gonna be white. And then what did I say yesterday? Oh yeah, he looked like a booger.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I was like,
Well,
Um, you can take a look.
I have an opinion about why he's green. I think it's honestly just like if you look at a picture, if you just search up Mob Psycho 100, uh especially the anime, it will be just a giant mesh of a bunch of characters and colors, and Dimple is pretty much the only green thing on the screen. And besides, I'm looking especially at about the 10th picture that pops up, where it's like every character that we see
Yeah.
in as part of the opening. And the only other green thing on there is I think his name's Terada, the guy with like the spiral fists. One of the scars. He's wearing a
Yeah.
green sweatshirt. And I actually think that they made him green just because it melded well with his white cheeks, and maybe they were worried if they made him white that he would have looked too much like the bear from Danganronpa, you know,
I get you. I get you.
with the red cheeks. I don't know. I think it was just a deliberate color choice of Reagan's
Just to make him
blonde, Mob
stand out.
has black hair, and Dimple's green. Yeah, like they just have different.
Maybe this is looking too deep into it, but I think it's because he's supposed to represent envy.
Well, wouldn't he be representing jealousy
Uh,
instead of envy?
I feel like he envies Mob because he tries to take over his body all the time, and he takes over Ritsu, doesn't he?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I
And he
guess
also wants
jealousy,
to be a
envy is
god.
kind of like interchangeable sometimes too.
Yeah. But envy probably makes more sense in Dimple's case. You're right.
Yeah. Greed. I can see greed being green. Like he's just it feels right to me. That he's green, I guess is where I'm coming from.
Oh, well, actually,
Oh, you know what
you're
I just got
right.
reminded of?
What?
The scene where he wakes up for the first time when Dimple's a ghost and Mob grabs him and starts smacking him on the
Yeah.
fucking ground.
Oh,
He Hulk Loki's him and just fucking.
Yeah.
But you're right, Nate, because if you search up just envy or like 7 Deadly Sin envy and you click on images, it's all green.
Oh, green.
It's like a
Yeah.
woman in a
I
green
feel like there's
dress
a phrase
or
green with envy.
a
Like,
snake.
isn't that a thing
Oh,
people
I
yeah,
say?
think
you're
so,
right.
yeah.
You're right. What the
Um,
fuck?
so
One more
yeah, I
person.
feel like
Sorry. Go
No.
ahead, Nate.
no. I was just rambling. What did
Okay.
you got?
I also want to bring up Mob's brother
Yeah,
Oh, Ritsu?
Ritsu.
and
We get
how
Ritsu
he's
at this
like,
point.
he's just a complete opposite of Mob.
Mm-hmm. Ritsu's a great character. I think he's a fantastic addition. I like him for his he could have easily been a character who was just like you said, the opposite of Mob, and that was
Yeah.
it. But he feels like he has his own arc throughout the story.
My thing with
Especially,
him too is like, he's the younger brother, but he acts like the bigger
The
brother.
older one, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of stands true to real life. If your older brother is not really like substantial in terms of emotional maturity, I couldn't think of the word, emotional maturity, then you have to figure it out on your own, kind of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like, how
it
much
makes
younger
sense.
is he? Gotta be
They're
what,
only
a
like
year or
2 years.
two?
Yeah, probably 2 years
He's
younger.
13 apparently.
Yeah, and Mom's 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2 years. But it's crazy how I could have sworn there was one character that we always thought was like 18 or 21, but I think it might be Sho, Suzuki's son. I think he's like 10 years old or some shit, which is insane.
Show. Let me see. This is curious things. No, he's 13, same age as
Oh,
Ritsu.
as Ritsu?
That
Okay,
makes
okay.
sense because they hit it off pretty well.
Yeah, they definitely hit it off.
All
So
right,
much
relax.
so that he
Oh.
spoilers redacted. Can't say it
Redacted.
yet.
I guess we can move on to so we're hitting the halfway mark now, right? Of talking about the story of Mob. At this point, we've built up the rug pull on Mob's character. And we got the first 100% at the end of the cult arc. That power set idea is really cool. but we did not know how good we were gonna have it until the end of Hanazawa.
Yeah.
Like they did not even remotely hint at the question mark percent at all until the climax of that fight coming up, which was super cool to see. I for so oh man, I'm a little mad at myself because I told myself I wanted to do this a little cleaner this time. But this is a story written by one. And one is a creator who, from my understanding, this was like a webcomic series where he was drawing it himself for a long time, or like with some of the help of others. But the art for Mob isn't really like super well developed, right? Despite that, he's still able to tell such an amazing story through it. And through the first couple arcs of the story, we really that is a pretty obvious like nitpick somebody might have, is like the art style doesn't really hit as well. But then you get to Hanazawa, and I feel like the art really comes into its own, especially at question mark percent. Like you start to be like, oh, this is like not even that it's deliberate. It's more so feels like one got so good at playing with his own like disadvantages as an artist that he's able to like really emphasize his level, or he's able to raise his level of writing and his skill set overall because he's come to terms with what he's able to do and what he can't do. Like he knows his boundaries.
Yeah.
When it comes to this, and like what he's able to, I don't know what level of help he's had on some of these, because I know with stuff like One Punch Man, that has a different artist. I'm pretty sure. I don't think one does the art for that, but
He actually said it in one of the like cutoff pages. He said he has his assistants draw the environments and all the rocks flying around, or the bikes,
mhm.
or the vending machines, and he just draws the characters and does all the close-ups and stuff. So he's just basically the character and background artist, and everyone else that helps out is drawing like in between panels and
Yeah,
all the excess stuff.
this this might also be a little blasphemous, especially because Bug Ego isn't done, and I have a feeling Bug Ego is going into some crazy places. I feel like Mob Psycho is one's best work. And I guess that's not really fair because One Punch Man is not done yet, but this Mob Psycho feels so much more personal of a story than something like One Punch Man or Bug Ego. I know you guys don't really have experience with Bug Ego, but just like that story is really good so far, and I'm enjoying a lot of it. I honestly enjoy it more than One Punch Man, but compared to his other stuff, I feel like this is like way more of a complete package, I guess. Way more coherent or cohesive, I should say, a lot more bells and whistles to it, and like there's a lot more, it feels a lot more put together than something like One Punch Man.
It definitely gives off a complete vibe in terms of every aspect of it,
A 100% vibe, if you will.
especially the story. Yeah. Oh my goodness, he did it.
Got him.
He said the line.
Jay, I know you're a One Punch Man guy. How do you feel about that comparison?
Hmm. Well, I
Mm,
haven't. I've only seen the first season of One Punch Man,
that's
so
fair.
I felt like I don't know how to explain it. I think Mob's story, comparing the two, I think Mob's story, even like earlier on, is a lot more. He kind of had like he knew like what he wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It kind of seemed like he had his like sights on it. Like One Punch Man's just like okay, he throws one punch and he knocks him out. Like where it's like Mob, it's like there's a whole world like built around it. You know what I mean? Where it's like Mob, he can't just like go into whatever his form's called. I
Percent.
forgot.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like
Repressed
when he can't just like hit
emotions, all that.
100%. like whenever he wants, like
Yeah, his emotions dictate.
you know what I mean.
when he gets
He has
pissed.
to like build that up as time moves on.
So it's not that he can't do that because the villains definitely do, but I think the prohibitor that he puts on himself to restrain his emotions is what makes it so compelling. Because it's, man, I wish I could think of it right now. I'm thinking of Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi has done the same kind of mob element where it's a super overpowered character who has a character flaw that gets in the way of them going full tilt all the time that is like believable and entertaining to follow. And I feel like Mob does that so well. Like it is so believable, especially I mean, Logan said we were in middle school when this was coming out, at least the anime, and we were following it. Like as a middle schooler growing up, it was very believable that somebody might try to repress themselves to the point where they don't want to go all out all the time. You feel me? Like or like they don't want to express themselves to just anyone without getting to know people first. So like the idea of Mob, his scaling up emotionally into different like power sets basically, or not even power sets, but you know what I mean, like different versions of his 100%. Um, just so engaging every time.
I love the cut-ins in, especially the manga, where just randomly there'll be that little black bar that says 17%.
Yep.
And you
Yeah.
can't tell what emotion is going to be the 100% until you hear Mob talking before he goes 100%, and you can kind of guess. But the best ones are the ones where he doesn't even show up in the panels before it, and it's just the villain or whoever he's facing, and then all of a sudden it's like 100% anger, and it's just the craziest shit ever.
Yep. The question mark percent does that. It's like Teru in one page,
Teru's
almost like a
choking
full
in.
page spread,
Yeah.
and then he like turns around, and then the next page it's like a full page spread of Mob just going insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, it's so good. It's so good. What can I say?
His emotion. He went on 100%.
Yep.
100% Glaze. Wait.
100% Glaze
What?
is crazy.
Wait. Pull it up.
So the Teruki Hanazawa arc. So let's talk about Teru. That not a lot happens new, I would say, in terms of like introducing characters. The only major things we get here are, God, what the hell is his name? The delinquent guy. Onigawara. Yeah. Him, Onigawara, and the Body Improvement Club get a bit more. Or Onigawara gets introduced, him and his like delinquent group, and then which he's like a whatever character. He's okay, I guess. He's just funny.
Yeah,
And
he's the comedic relief of this arc.
yeah, and then the Body Improvement Club really like starts to become like this is. I feel like one being like, no, these characters are. Don't forget them because they are important. Like they are a part of the plot.
For it.
And then Teru, obviously. Teru is like the main point of the arc. I mean, the arc's literally named after him.
Yeah.
We've gone from exercising spirits at this. Not even really. We don't really do a lot of that up until this point. We've done it like maybe 3 or 4 times, and we're already on chapter like 10 through 19.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a lot within 10 chapters.
No, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But
With
like
the first one being introductory.
the entire thing is like, you know, this is supposed to be like he's supposed to be a spirit medium. Like he's got all these spiritual powers and he's supposed to exercise spirits and all that. We have the setup from Reagan, obviously, but like we don't. The only one that really has impact is him doing it to Dimple. And even then, Mob doesn't 100% exercise him. So when we finally get to Teru, and it's like Mob doesn't want to use his powers against another person, but then he's like juxtaposed to Teru, who doesn't give a fuck. Oh, this is when I feel like the series starts to get peak.
Oh yeah, and then Teru even like he's like beating up on Mob and just got even more upset because Mob wasn't fighting back.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's a
he
point where
also
he loses it
exercised
and
Dimple.
starts.
He like
Yep, he
almost
does
kills him.
exercise Dimple. Yep, or tries to. Yeah.
Yeah.
He. There's a part where I don't know if you guys remember this. Teru like just turns off the fucking powers at one point. It starts like trying to choke Mob out.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
that's how he
brings
nearly
him
kills
into
him.
question mark.
Yeah.
Because Mob loses consciousness and then his powers take over his body, and that's why it's like, bruh, it's not even him anymore.
Yeah. Just Teru as a character, obviously a shithead, right? But I feel like he's so he becomes such a bro after this.
He does.
The recurring hair bit of him just like having that bald spot and then having to wear wigs or like the fucking cactus is
Get
amazing.
the toupee.
Well, no, that wasn't even a wig. That was his like actual hair. Remember, it gets cut by the sword guy in the claw arc.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, like he actually just used his powers probably to grow his hair. And I mean, we can get a sense as to why he grew his hair that high with his fashion sense later on in the manga, but
Yeah, well, he's compensating for something, that's for sure.
bro,
If the beginning
I would also like to ask, how does a 13-year-old have his own apartment that's in like a high-rise building in the middle of Salt
man.
City
Anime.
or Spice
Exactly.
City?
He's
For
14,
anime.
I'll have you know.
Oh, sorry.
For the
14.
plot. It's for the
I'm
plot.
sorry.
Come
For
on.
the plot.
We don't ask questions.
They definitely listen, this is actually a fun little segue. I totally get it. From like a writing standpoint because I struggle all the time. Or I struggled for a while. I've settled now on like the ages of most of my characters, at least like the main ones for DU. But like for the longest time I was like I don't know, maybe Yuki's like 15. Maybe she's 16, so like she can. I don't feel so bad about beating up a kid. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe like 17 makes a little bit more sense, so we can still get a little bit of like coming of age out of her character, but she's not quite an adult yet.
Yeah.
Like it is super tough to get that like because with age matters so much more when you're a kid than when you're an adult because like everything is still so new when you're a kid. You get what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you that like coming of age experience is so important for someone
I get what
growing
you
up.
mean.
Like it's so choosing those specific years to like as your starting point, I understand it completely. It can be annoying to write around, like you said with Teru. Like it is totally like a little bit of a plot hole that he just has his own apartment at the age of 14. But at the same time, like I gotta cut it a little bit of slack because I also like I gotta come up with creative ways to get my characters to do certain things. Like I've personally settled on just having my group, um, not all be the same age. So like Hitachi, I think is 18 or 19. I'd have to double check, which just sounds terrible, but like I have all this written on like a notes thing. Um, so he's like the oldest of the group, and like Yuki's I think 17, and I think Brian's also 17. So like and then the same thing with the other like B team. Like they're spread out age wise, so I'm able to do like different things with the characters that would be more benefiting of characters of those ages, if that makes sense. I like leaving the doors open. Um, I feel it. I want to give one credit and say that that was like kind of the case with like Ritsu as well in Mob because Ritsu's a little bit younger, but like I sometimes I forget Ritsu's younger, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah. I always forget that.
Um but yeah, no, Terror Fight, peak. Got goaded. Question mark percent is awesome. What a great like I guess like I don't want to say that plot twist after plot twist after plot twist for each of these first 3 arcs has been like amazing because like obviously there's plot twists that story would be nothing if it didn't have like things to keep you hooked. You get what I'm saying? But like just the way they're doing it, where they establish something and then they establish something on top of that, that necessarily like it's not usurping what was already established prior, but it's like building on top of it in a way that like makes sense, but you also there was no way you could have seen coming. Oh, so good.
Indeed.
Uh any final thoughts on Teru before the big cleanup arc?
Uh,
I don't have it anymore.
nah. On me
All right,
neither.
all right. Look, I'm gonna sound bitch made. My throat is getting a little dry. Do you want to take over explaining big cleanup?
Sure. So, big cleanup is I would call it kind of a middle arc or an in
Transitionary,
between
yeah.
arc. Yeah,
A lot
because
happens.
it's well, the main crux of it is Ritsu getting his status in the reader's eyes of, oh, what an asshole. Like, he's actually siding with somebody who's trying to just rat people out. Basically, he's part of the student council, and the president of the student council is an absolute crackhead. Just just he's off the walls. He's trying to blame Onigawara for licking only the girl students' recorder pieces where they put their mouth, and which obviously he didn't do. And Ritsu is just thinking, "Oh yeah, this is gonna make the school so much easier for my brother to exist in because we're gonna get rid of all these clubs that are doing nothing and all these
Yeah.
delinquents." And uh everyone just turns on Onigawara and makes him basically leave the school, even though he stays there in the telepathy club's hangout. And basically, we're in Ritsu's mind in this one pretty much almost the entire time, and Mob is forming an opinion on Ritsu as much as we are, and then is Ritsu gets his own realization of people with powers don't act or shouldn't use their powers in bad ways without even having his Esper powers yet. But he just realizes it in terms of actual humanity and being like, oh, maybe what we're doing is actually wrong.
Yeah. We also get the reintroduction of Dimple here. Like Dimple just like exits the picture for a little bit, right? And then he just
Yeah.
kind of like
Yep.
reappears in front of Ritsu.
Well, because he takes over Ritsu in this one,
Yeah.
right? He possesses Ritsu.
I think he
I forgot
tries to.
why. No, he makes it in. Because Ritsu,
This is
this is when
crazy
Ritsu
bullshit.
has this is when Ritsu has the two red cheeks.
Yeah. You're right. No.
Uh,
Um.
I don't know why. I forgot why he does it, but
Yeah, I can't remember either, but I know Koyama kidnaps the fuck out of him, and we get that fight with Koyama and Mob, which was like, if there was a moment in middle school, in high school, where I was like, man, anime is peak. It was unironic. Like we've talked about it in episode 1 of the podcast, like where we all started with anime. I've been fucking watching this shit since I was a bab, but I vividly remember me and Logue's reaction to watching the Koyama fight for the first time, and like that shit went crazy. Like we didn't think anime could look that good, is what it
yeah.
felt like. And the only other time I've ever felt that from anime, 2 times actually, was once during the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, because that
Oh yeah,
masterpiece in terms of
when
like
fucking
animation.
Gogeta turns and
Yeah,
fucking does
just
the
so good. The
hits
whole
the
movie's
gritty.
so good. But
But
like,
that move in particular was
yeah, it
insane.
was great. And then the the Red Rock from One Piece also did that to me. Like that whole sequence, I was like, holy shit, man. Like we are eating so good, it's crazy. But like before those, it was this Koyama fight. Like I remember, I can still vividly see like Koyama getting
the
slammed
colors and
through the
shit.
building and like it breaking up into the blocks of the building and shit. Like, oh,
It
I
was
feel like
so
that was
good.
my intro to Impact frames.
Exactly. I feel like Mob Psycho is, or at least the anime, is the king of just crazy looking fight scenes that have so much dynamic
We're not even gonna get to
parts to
Mogami
them. It's
today, but
fucking
like the
insane.
Mogami fight, holy shit! Like when he's in, when they're inside Mob's head, like that.
Yeah. And he goes full on anime protagonist mode with
Yeah,
the
that
fucking
that
eyes.
part also was crazy, like animation wise. This series is a fucking treasure. We'll have to we'll show Jay like in between parts 1 and part 2 some of our favorite like scenes animated, and we'll be able to get him in on the conversation on this part, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think that's
Um,
about it for the
yeah.
cleanup arc.
What did you think of Ritsu, Jay? At this point, did you like how they tried to characterize him, and then Koyama's the whole fight that we were glazing?
Yeah.
No notes, no notes. That's
No,
respectable.
not really. I think Logan pretty much covered most of it.
Gotcha. Um, do you
Well,
want to take
that takes
7th?
us. Oh,
Yeah, Jay, you want to describe 7th Division arc? The big Claw fight. The first time we fight Claw.
Sure. So, as the cleanup ends, when the cleanup ends after Ritsu, he awakens psychic powers to get involved in some gang fight. Or is that at the beginning of 7th? Am I getting confused
Uh,
now?
no, I think you're in the right ballpark.
Okay, so
yeah,
Ritsu,
Ritsu got like he got
he starts to get his own psychic powers.
from
Yes.
that guy, that researcher,
Yeah.
right? He goes to that place.
Okay, so I'm at the right spot. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ritsu, he gets psychic powers, not as strong as Mob, of course, but he starts to get some psychic powers, and then he ends up getting involved in a gang fight. I don't remember what the fight was about, or even if they even mention it. I know he gets involved in the gang fight, and he gets kidnapped by the 7th Division, and then Mob ends up confronting them, and Teru and Dimple end up joining him.
Yep. Teru enters back into the scene here.
Yeah. So they join him to go save Ritsu pretty much. And then
Um,
Reagan is able to Reagan infiltrates Claw, and he delivers a speech like towards the end of it, right?
yeah. Oh man. Well,
That's
we'll get to Reagan. We'll get to Reagan. Uh, so there. This is like a massive arc. Like
yeah,
so.
34 to 50.
In terms of like everything else that goes, I guess in comparison to some of the other arc lengths, it is the longest arc so far. But like, it felt long. Like, so we get introduced to so many different characters. This arc felt like the most One Punch Man, at least at the beginning to me, because it was like setting up so many goofball characters. Um, but the delivery of it was really like, or the way we follow Mob through trying to get Ritsu back is like, I appreciate it. Like that's like my own style of writing, where like I try not to cut from moment to moment, and I try to like give every possible angle of what's going on everywhere in the area to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
One oh,
No.
yeah. One big things I found with Mob specifically is within this arc, he ends up becoming more confident and like when to use his powers.
For sure,
Because like
yeah.
before this is kind of just like I don't want to use it. Like I'm trying like he tries not to use it unless it's like the last like he's got no other options.
Yeah.
But within this arc, he kind of becomes more confident and just uses it when he needs it.
I think
Or he starts to build up that confidence to do it
yeah,
more.
the big build up to that, or the switch that flipped for that was the first part of it was him and Teruki's fight, or Hanazawa, being that if he lets it get to a point where he isn't using his powers at all, even to defend himself to the utmost, to his highest ability, then he's going to end up hurting people without even
Yeah.
realizing it. And the second thing was when Ritsu gets kidnapped, uh it's sparked by him remembering when he hurt Ritsu when he was a kid
Yes, yes.
and he got knocked out, and he was like, "Oh, did I do that to them?" And Ritsu was like, "Oh no, I just fell. You handle them, little bro or big bro." So
Wait, that was all the way here? Why did I think that was like? Why did I think that flashback was so much earlier?
It was. That happens
Oh, okay.
in Teru's
Okay.
fight.
Because I remember the
no, it
flashback.
doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It happens. So the build up for question mark question mark question mark is like as Mob knocks out, we see. I guess right before Mob
Oh yeah,
knocks
yeah,
out,
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
we see like the comparison of Dimple and Teru talking, and Mob like mocks Teru for like being worse than Dimple. And then as he's fading, we see that like why Mob is really trying not to like lose control.
Yeah, but then
Um
again, in his fight with Koyama, when he was fighting in the alley, the gang fight that Jayden was talking about, Koyama knocks Ritsu against the wall and his head starts bleeding, and then Mob is arriving right when that happens.
yeah,
And
he's,
then
I
he's
get what you're
like,
saying. I get what
"Oh,
you're saying.
I was just saying that happens again closer to this part, which is another
Mhm.
reason why he didn't let himself get to that point. He used his 100% against Koyama for the first time, with him being in full control of his body.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I misinterpreted what you were saying.
And one more thing about Mop, he starts to act more independent from our
From here on
Regan.
out, yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
right.
this arc is kind of more like it's heavily there's a lot of character development within Mob within this arc.
I agree. Cause he fights the muscle chick and the like little girl, right? And that's like
Yeah,
really his turning point.
Yeah.
For like letting loose a little bit. I remember that.
because he's like, well, I don't want to beat up a kid, and I don't want to beat up a woman. And then she's like, well, I'm probably stronger than you, so you can go all out. And he's like, well, I don't really have time for this. And then he just fucking
Yeah.
throws them both against a wall and is like, all
I don't
right,
have this.
where's Ritsu?
We also get it's like man, this I'm glad we're like this is like the last arc we're talking about today because like there's just so much to unpack. Uh the future telepathy club kids. We get introduced to them in this one, the Esper kids.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of their fucking names. I'm so sorry, but they're important characters. I promise.
Well, one of them is Go Asahi. I see that on the side of the website. That's the
Yep.
pyrotechnic. And
Uh,
then
those are cool like side characters. I'd argue. I
yeah,
enjoy
I enjoy a
their
couple
company.
more than others, but
Yeah, the fucking square kids.
yeah, well, the square and circle. One of
Yeah,
them
square
is
and
a square.
circle.
Score kids.
Square, the SpongeBob
Yeah, they're pretty
SquarePants.
boring, bro. They're square. Um,
Um,
they were cool though. I like them.
yeah, like I said, I like them. They're just not like super involved, I guess. Especially here. But
Yeah.
we get introduced to Show for the first time at the end of this arc. I guess I hold on, I'm jumping ahead. Let's get to like the major glaze of the arc, the like question mark percent equivalent. Reagan 100. Oh,
Well, 1,000. It's 1,000,
yeah,
not
it
100.
goes crazy. That's right.
Reagan 1,000%. It's not respect. What the fuck is it? It's 1,000%. God, why can't I think of it? I don't know.
I'm
But
also blanking
1,000%
on
something. Why can I not find anything about this shit? Gratitude. That's what it is.
gratitude.
1,000% gratitude. Reagan mode.
So good. So good. Man, I mean, like I said earlier, they keep finding ways at the climaxes of each of these story arcs where you don't think something is possible. It's like not even like in I guess that's not true. They give us the breadcrumbs for this with Dimple and Ritsu. We
That's true.
know that psychic powers can be transferred like that. So I guess I'm not
Oh
surprised
my god!
that that
Wait,
happens, but it still felt like it came out of nowhere. It was so exciting because I feel like up until Reagan arrives here, he was starting to come off as a minor character, and this is really where he feels like he like really becomes a main character again in the plot because we were doing so much with Ritsu and we were doing so much with just Mob's development.
yeah, he talks a lot to Mob about
Yeah, we
his
get a
power
lot of
use during this,
cuts.
especially in the final thing where he's like, he's the only one that's telling Mob you shouldn't use your powers regardless, and Ritsu is like, you kind of got to do something, bro. At least use your powers. And who else? Teruki is like, we should probably just kill them because they're trying to kill us first. And Reagan's still saying, no, do
Yep,
not do that, bro. Do not.
such a
And
great mentor figure. Like, oh, he's so good. I love Reagan.
Reagan's awesome. And this is more foreshadowing as well because although Dimple and Ritsu foreshadowed power, like somebody else being able to use powers, uh, in terms of possession, like Dimple takes over Ritsu's body and
Yeah,
amplifies his powers. But in this one, this specific thing of transferring powers to other people and taking other people's powers is foreshadowing to when Mob fights Suzuki, because you find out that that's his like whole shtick is like, oh well, I'm the big boss because I can steal powers, and then
mhm.
all of a sudden Mob reveals that he can do that same thing, and Suzuki is all of a sudden like, oh well, I guess I'm not the only one. So apparently only two people that we know of have the ability to transfer all of their psychic powers to somebody else, even if they're not an Esper themselves.
It honestly is a great setup because it like I would argue that there's two major like claw arcs in this whole thing. There's this first one with Division 7 and then there's the world domination one.
Yeah.
Um which is like I would argue the other major arc in all of Mob. I when I think of Mob, I always think of the 7th Division arc cuz that's like the penultimate arc for like the first half of Mob. Then I obviously think to the Reagan, the Separate Ways arc is what it's listed as here, but I always think of it as like the Reagan arc.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I
The
think of the
spin-off
world.
one.
No, not even. I'm thinking of when
Oh,
Mob
when
learns
he
about
stopped.
Reagan.
Yeah, when he
Yeah,
quits. Yeah, I got you. I
that I
understand.
think of that one, and then I think of the world domination one as like the next major um arc. Like the don't get me wrong, the broccoli like dimple thing right at the end is and obviously question mark arc right at the end. Both of those are like really important for wrapping up the story, but these arcs are like the bulk of the series. Like I feel like these really like these are the culmination of what all the buildup is up until these points. Then everything prior and following is either set up or wrap up. Um that's doing it a little bit of just justice, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These are like the most shonen parts of Mob, I guess.
So good.
So
So
good.
good, bro.
So good. Um, but yeah, that takes us to the end of the part one of the review. Right to the end of chapter 50 where we is that I don't think chapter 50 is when we get the end of the phone call, right? That's like a little bit before that with the show and his dad, where we get like hints that his dad's a character. I feel like that happens at 49.
Yeah, chapter 50, just clicking on it, the start of it is when they're back in school. So I
Yeah.
don't think we get it in that. And
Um,
show isn't listed as a character that appears in it,
in
so
that one, yeah. But that's still a great ending point in my opinion. But like, I guess to wrap up the conversation for part one here, uh, what is your guys' overall? What was? I guess I'll ask Jay because this is Jay's first time experiencing mob. By the time you got to the Reagan like power up part, like what was going through your head? Like what were you vibing with it? Were you like kind of hesitant on some parts of mob? Like where were you at?
I enjoyed it up to that point.
Up to
Like at
that
the
point?
beginning, I was kind of like hesitant on it. Like at the very beginning,
Yeah.
like the whole thing with the Reagan, like right at the start, like I don't know. For me, he kind of seemed like an asshole. Like he
definitely
was just
intentional.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, I felt like he was just pretending, just so he can make a quick buck off of people. But I don't know. With I kind of started to, I grew to like him a little bit. I don't know if that's, you guys don't get what I'm trying to say, right?
No, for sure. Like I said, it felt like there was no
He grew on
reason.
me.
Yeah, there was no reason to really like outside of him being a minor character for like puns or like a mentor for Mob to think back on. He really wasn't a prevalent character up
Yeah,
until the end of this arc where it's like
because I remember at
he
the
really like
start,
proved
it
himself, I guess.
was when they asked Mob to join the telepathy. Wow, holy shit!
Telepathy Club.
Thank you.
Telepathy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then he's like, hold up, and then he calls Reagan. Or Reagan calls him, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, no, don't join them. You don't want to join them.
Yeah, they're bozos.
And
They're
then
obviously
the vice president comes in. He's like, oh, you got to pick who you join. He's like, I'm gonna join the body improvement club, which I found kind of funny.
no, bangers all around. Bangers all around. Uh, no, I mean,
Now I know there's one part. I don't remember if it was in Mob or if it was in something else I saw that no, I think it was in Mob that the body improvement club, like, listen, they had no reason to really go save Mob. I think or maybe it's another. What is it? I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure it was in Mob Psycho that they had no reason to go save Mob because like guy was like falling behind of everybody, but yet they still went over it and saved him.
Are
you
you talking
mean
about on one
like
of the runs?
Ye- Was it one of the runs? Because I
Or
remember
are you
he got
talking
like
about the or the Onigawara setting him up to go to uh
fight the
Teruki's
Teru
school
stuff? Yeah.
alone?
yeah, it was for the terror stuff.
And then
Yeah,
they showed up and
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
that. Oh man, that part was fucking awesome.
Like
And they still,
realistically,
it's
they
like
could
not
have
even the
just
only
been like,
time.
yeah, no, this guy he ain't really doing much. Like
Yeah, no, but they still,
he's
he's
an
a homie.
MB.
He's a part of the group.
Yeah,
all of them are.
Oh man.
I still find it hilarious that he joined them instead of.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Oh
What a
wait, I
great.
forgot about another thing that happens where right after Teruki meets Ritsu, or I can't remember if it's Teruki or Onigawara. I think it's Teruki though. And Mob is going for one of his runs, and all of the body improvement people are running past them. And then Mob runs by, and Teruki asks Ritsu, he's like, "So, are you worried about your brother or whatever?" And then Ritsu's like, "No, I think he'll be fine from now on." And then it cuts, and it's like, "Well, he just passed out," and it's just Mob like doing the Yamcha death pose on the
Yeah,
ground.
that was
That was
fucking
pretty
amazing.
funny.
I guess I didn't get to ask because we kind of just skimmed over the major portions of it, but like we got a lot of characters in Seventh Division. What was your guys' like favorite Claw character at this point? Because we get more later, and I definitely prefer the
Well, I
second.
know who your favorite is.
What in Seventh Division?
No, in
Okay, I
later
was gonna say,
arcs.
yeah, that's probably pretty obvious. But uh, here, what do you guys think? Well, what did you guys think of the villain group? They're kind of
I
just
think
jobbers.
yeah, but I thought that I honestly thought the coolest ability out of every one of them was the doll girl, but
Fair.
she got way more spotlight in I feel like their fight between Mob and the other girl was way longer in the anime. It took up a couple minutes at least, whereas in the
Yeah.
manga, he literally just threw them against a wall pretty much and said, "Okay, I need to go find my brother." So she was way cooler in the anime for sure, but in the manga, I think my favorite character was the sword guy,
Hmm.
the toy Sakurai Yusuke Sakurai. He was my favorite.
Yeah. Sakurai was pretty cool. I always when I think of this like early group of the 7th division, I think of Terada and I think of I'm sorry, not Terada. I think of Koyama and I
Yeah,
think of what's his face? Sakurai. I guess I think of Terada as well. Terada is also like a that was the guy with like the black and white hair.
yeah.
Um I liked all those characters. I also sleeper hit the is it Ishiguro? No, that's the leader guy. Fuck that guy. Matsuo?
Matsuo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
spirit guy.
The
Yeah, he's
spirit guy
cool.
was fun.
That's when they use the jars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Oh
we didn't
yeah.
talk about when Dimple takes over the guy. Like
Oh, yeah, and
that
he's
part was
like, "Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah.
I was just watching the door, and I had to come check and make sure that they didn't escape."
Yeah. No, spirit guy was cool. Matsuo is like kind of a banger.
And
Yeah, for
how
me it had to
Matsuo
be
captured Dimple into
Yeah.
his jar, and Dimple was just gone for chapter
Hot
upon
second.
chapter upon chapter until Mogami, and he finally got released.
Mm. Yeah. Great. Great. Honestly, I don't give that cast of characters enough credit. I just like the when I think of like the world domination stuff, and I think of like Serizawa, and I think of what's his face? Fucking the guy that's definitely my favorite character. Fucking
Uh,
the teleporting fuck.
Hold on, I just saw
I
it.
just saw his name and I'm blanking on it because I lost it again.
Shimazaki.
Yeah, 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 him. Like those characters are so much like more threatening and cool as in the plant guy.
Oh, Minagishi? Yeah, he's
Yeah,
cool.
those characters are so much more like each one of them feels like a I guess maybe not Shirazawa because he doesn't really do a whole lot, but the him as a character I really like just in general.
Yeah.
But of that upper echelon, all of them are on like the level of Teru of character development. It feels like where they all get their like moments. Whereas in this first like claw arc, it feels like these guys we get to know them a little bit, but not really. Like there, a lot of them are played up for laughs, like the doll and the muscle chick,
Yeah.
whose names we still have not figured out yet. Like they were so inconsequential to what was going on. But yeah, that's not. I guess I just wanted to retouch on that because I feel like we didn't do them justice. But Mob
Their
Psycho.
names are
Oh,
Tsuchiya and Mukai.
understood. Is Mukai the little one?
Mukai is the little
The
girl,
big.
and
Okay, yeah,
Tsuchiya is the muscle mommy.
that's crazy. Um, I guess we'll. It's hard to move past that.
How is it hard to move
Anyways,
past that, bro?
Mob Psycho is awesome. It's a great anime and it's a great manga. And next time on Infinite Volume, we're gonna we're gonna continue going down the line here. We're gonna get the last 50, 51-ish chapters out of the way, and we'll give our just general thoughts on the story. I guess we didn't really get into like I kind of hinted that this was like a life-changing kind of story for me, but I feel like it doesn't really get to that point until you start getting to the last like wrap-up sections of the story. Like with the Reagan arc and like with the question mark arc. Like those were some of the heaviest hitting bits in there.
Yeah.
But overall, like at this point, like I think season 1 ends on 7th Division. Am I crazy? In the anime?
Yeah, season 1 definitely. That's like the
Yeah.
end. If not, it does one of the cut-in like omake chapters, the fill-in things, kind of in the manga. It might
That
be one of those at the end, but I don't think so.
yeah, because I think season 2 ends on world domination. So
Into chapter 50 of the manga, according to Google AI.
yeah,
So yeah.
so that tracks. Growing up, like at this point, Mob was awesome. Like I said, like animation wise, the shit was so peak. For lack of a better term.
Just makes me sad that everything is given to Mappa nowadays instead of, I don't
Yeah.
want to say good studios because Mappa is still a good studio, but studios that take their time and put their all into making a good product.
I kind of have
Mappa
a
does not
thing
do
with.
nowadays.
For me, it's especially with like newer stuff. As soon as it becomes a hit, they just want to get an anime out.
Yes.
True. They don't let the manga breathe.
That is
Yeah.
a thing though. I feel like they did this series justice in that regard, because I know we've complained about that before on the podcast of like, especially with One's other projects, One Punch Man, just not really doing it justice in terms of the anime, like both in terms of quality from what I hear from some of the new stuff and like the timing of releases.
Yeah, because like we're getting season 3 now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Mob, at least with Mob Psycho, like it was a while from season 2 to season 3, but like I don't know, it felt like each season was such a complete package that I didn't really mind.
Yeah, they were all self-contained stories because they all ended on notes that had
Actual
slight
arcs.
cliffhangers, but also an
Yeah.
actual concrete ending.
I'm not gonna speak on it now, but I'd love to have a talk on like which one of the 3 seasons was like the best season, because I feel
We
like
can
there's
do that
arguments for
as
all of them.
a little bonus episode after we record the second part.
We could. Well,
And
we'll
after
see how
Should be
long.
for
Jayden
you
all the
guys.
clips.
That'll be for us. Well, no, we'll show you. We'll sit down and have a little watch party, Jay. In fact, I'm gonna say we're gonna end the episode right here. We're just gonna leave it on a little bit of a cliffhanger because we're gonna go show Jay the Koyama? Yeah, Koyama fight.
Koyama fight.
And
the
next
Reagan.
part will open and we'll get Jay's take
I
on
want
it.
to see the Teru fight.
The Teru fight was
we'll show him
also
the
peak. Oh
Teru,
my
and then
God,
the
yeah.
Koyama, and then the Reagan 1000.
The Reagan part, yep.
That's the 3 that we gotta show him.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another successful episode of the Infinite Volume Podcast. We will see you next time with our first part 2 of a book club like this.
It's gonna be longer than a silent voice when you put them both together.
Put them both together for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this episode's
we spent
almost
a lot
as long.
We put a lot of time into the opening talk, but also like
it's 2 hours. We've been recording for 2
so
hours.
much to talk about with Mob.
Yeah. Very good.
But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Everyone have a great night. Have a great night. What am I
Have a great night. No, it's have a good, bro.
I just don't remember how we do things anymore.